Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, September 29. On this date in 2008, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Minneapolis, Minnesota. In the main event, Shawn Michaels and Triple H defeated Chris Jericho and Lance Cade by disqualification in a tag team match. On this date in 1997, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Worcester, Massachusetts. In the main event, The Giant defeated WCW United States champion Curt Hennig by disqualification. On this date in 2003, WWE Monday Night Raw aired live from Chicago, Illinois. In the main event, Rob Van Dam defeated Christian in a ladder match to win the Intercontinental Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, September 29.
Hi, this is Jim Cornette, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon on 1490 WBCB.
Thank you, James E. Cornette. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Kind of funny how that works out, as Bob mentioned on the Facebook fan page. He'd like to see Jim Cornette come back, of course, referring to who you'd like to see in the world of wrestling who hasn't really been in the TV spotlight in a while, and perhaps start a feud with Paul Heyman. That's Bob's thought there. And, of course, I was fortunate enough to interview him a few years ago. This was actually when he was still with TNA Wrestling before going over to Ring of Honor. And he's a guy I'd certainly love to talk to again, especially since, I'll admit, I was only maybe a month or two into hosting this show and was green as green could be, and he picked up on that immediately. And he had me rolling in the aisles practically, as far as it was a fun interview, but if I could get him down here for the whole hour and just be able to shoot the breeze, an hour would probably turn to two in a heartbeat. But that's how it is with Jim Cornette. He just goes a mile a minute, and the mind is even quicker than that with him. And damn, responding to that train wreck would be interesting, though. I don't know, Jim Cornette, Paul Heyman feud. The problem is that'd be another one of those blurred lines between work and shoot. Dan also wanting to know who Hogan's going to choose for the tag team match, but the way he put it on the page, it looked like he was asking if who he was going to choose as my tag partner. Believe me, I have no inclination to get in there with any of the folks from Aces and Eights, even if Eric Bischoff is one of them. I could barely handle my own with Eric Bischoff. He's a black belt, for crying out loud. John also getting in some humor. You can believe the FBI if you want to, but remember, it's the government. A quote from Jesse Ventura talking about mind control, of course, referencing the lawsuit that apparently is going to be filed by the Insane Clown Posse against the FBI, and wondering why the band's Juggalo fans are listed as a gang. And Steve from Bristol chiming in, as much as I find the Juggalos to be skin-crawlingly appalling, they do have a very valid point, although you're right on suing the FBI. Good luck with that. That's already getting a couple of reactions. I only see them suing the FBI for one reason: keeps them in the Google Twitter searches. That's from John from the Northeast, and Steve saying any publicity is good publicity. Very true. And, if that were the case, then Vince McMahon would allow a lot of the Attitude Era content that he has pretty much been trying to toss under the shelf as we get closer to the senatorial election with his wife, Linda McMahon. All right, a couple pieces of news and notes before we get back to the phones. I mentioned former Diva guest judging Project Runway. Of course, former WWE Diva Stacy Keibler. She was named one of the guest judges for Lifetime Network's Project Runway All-Stars Season 2. I guess she did have a little bit of modeling experience before making her way to WWE, and with those legs, can you blame her? I know I was going to say, if she's modeling, I think I'd be a little more apt to tune in, but, we'll see. I'll have to admit I've never watched any Project Runway. What can I say? WWE website, they've got footage that was taped after the conclusion of last night's SmackDown involving Alberto Del Rio attacking Randy Orton. I mentioned it earlier. It looks like this injury will explain why Orton will be out while filming the sequel to 12 Rounds entitled 12 Rounds Reloaded. It's set for a summer 2013 release, and it looks like it's going to go right to DVD and Blu-ray. Also, WWE ring announcer Justin Roberts was ticketed for 2 driving violations over the last 2 weeks while heading to WWE events. TMZ reporting he was fined $52 for making an illegal left turn in Toronto and $160 for driving 74 miles an hour in a 55 zone right here in the state of Pennsylvania. Okay, the Hulkster. Well, he wants Brother Devon back. Hogan taking to Twitter in support of now former TNA television champion Devon, who noted recently on Twitter that his contract had expired. Quote, "I want Devon back more than anybody, and on top of everything else, he's a quality person and a gift from the man above." Devon leaving the company, of course, after his contract expired in the midst of his run as TV champion. And this past Thursday on Impact, we crowned a new television champion as Samoa Joe beat Mr. Anderson to win that vacated TV title. Okay, I've been talking about it all hour, and here it is. All I can say is, shoo yeah. That's right. Jordan Brand Sneakers have released images of its new Jordan Aeroflight Macho Man sneaker. The design, it's a white sneaker with lime green trim and pink and purple checkerboard along the side. It's, of course, in tribute to the late Macho Man, Randy Savage. And apparently it's part of a line of sneakers by the Jordan brand called the Air Jordan WWF Pack. So they're designing their sneakers based on the color patterns of particular back-in-the-day Federation wrestlers. So far, they have 3 listed on the website. They have sneakers also named for Jake the Snake Roberts, which has kind of a camouflage snake-like. You have to just search it, because I don't even know if my description can do it justice. The one that looks kind of decent is the Legion of Doom one that they have, which is kind of a red, black, and silver with a little bit of pine green trim thrown in there for I have no idea why. But yes, the Jordan brand sneakers, they are listed at, I believe, $120 if you want to get a pair. That's a little out of my price range, but if you want to, well, I'm sure we'll get an interesting review from you on the potential Jordan Aeroflight Macho Man sneakers. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the phones. I don't even know where to go from a shoe update, but let's go back to the phones. We've got Ron, who's been waiting patiently. Ron, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Yeah, how you doing this week?
Not too bad.
I want to comment on a couple of things, TNA-wise. First, I want to comment in thinking that Jeff Hardy is going to be doing heel turn, I feel, with Austin Aries, because after watching the tag team match over and over again, the fact that Austin Aries didn't tag Jeff Hardy in a few times, and Jeff Hardy finally, when he went back to hit the rope and he tagged himself in, and then got the glory by pinning, the other side. And they look like they're going to have a feud, and the fact that I got a feeling that Jeff Hardy's going to be doing the heel turn.
That's kind of interesting, because I think a lot of the signs have been pointing to Austin Aries kind of leaning toward heel. Now, whether that's going to happen at Bound for Glory or after the fact, but Austin is he's almost been carbon copying himself from CM Punk, talking about wanting respect and or feeling disrespected. Oh, goodness. Thank you. Leave it to John to be able to get these things up instantly. If you go to the WBCB Facebook fan page, John from the Northeast has posted a picture of the Aeroflight Macho Man sneaker, so you can look at it in all of its glory, pomp, circumstance, and otherwise.
I also want to comment about the fact that I think Hulk Hogan is losing control. He's actually losing control. I think they say you have to have two of his good men, and they'll have 2 of their good men. Who could he get that's as good as Hulk Hogan and as good as Sting? And who could they get who's as good? Could top them? For this tag team match. I mean, somebody told me this is going to go on until January. This 8th of 8th, but I'm wondering.
Well, the thing that you have to realize, Ron, and I think this is the same thing that Hogan has to realize, is that we're not talking about Hulk Hogan and Sting circa 1987. We're looking at Hulk Hogan and Sting circa 2012. 2 50-plus guys whose better days have long since left them. probably since Zubas were popular. I mean, we're going back a ways here. So, I mean, as far as like the toughest guys, I mean, not questioning their toughness necessarily, but you want somebody who's going to be in a little bit better physical condition.
All right. Are we looking at veterans, not rookies? Guys that have not been in the business too long? That could be the opponents, or are they looking? I mean, if it's something from the past, as the opponents, I mean, okay. But if it's something from now, I mean, can they actually beat an Ace team?
That's kind of the other unknown, is you don't know who you're going against. So it's kind of it's almost like a mystery partner match, except it's a mystery tag team against a mystery tag team. So you don't know, it's kind of hard for either team to prepare because you don't know who it's going to be. I mean, Aces and Eights might have a slight advantage in that they at least know who's on the TNA roster, so they can game plan a little bit for whoever it's going to be. But the identities of these guys hasn't exactly been released in any way, shape, or form. So you're literally preparing for the unknown.
Yeah, but who would you like to see? I mean, Hulk Hogan get. I mean, who? I don't know. There's not too many men I could choose from to do this, for Hulk Hogan. I mean,
well, who doesn't have a match in Bound for Glory who's kind of near that upper tier? I mean, you could get a Rob Van Dam, you could get a Mr. Anderson, maybe. Depending on whether or not Samoa Joe's going to be defending the TV title at Bound for Glory. I mean, he's a possibility. Obviously, he's a longtime face of the franchise. So, I mean, there are some names out there that aren't already set up for matches in Bound for Glory. I mean, I was giving my opinion. I was thinking Bully Ray. If he's not having, he would be Bully Ray. Yeah, I was gonna say he's completely. I mean, I guess I wasn't exactly looking in the heel sense necessarily, but yeah, Bully Ray could most certainly be in there.
From the beginning, Bully Ray's the one who was very suspicious of James Storm. So I'm just saying maybe he'd be one, and there's another one I can't remember who was also was suspicious of James Storm too. So let them. I'd be Hulk Hogan. I'd choose them.
Well, Bobby Roode was the one who was most, who expressed that. But Bobby Roode and James Storm are already fighting each other in a street fight, so I don't think they're going to have Roode do double duty.
No, what to say? They won't do double duty. I mean, look, they've done it before. It's not going to say it can't happen, but I mean, it would be those two would be my pick to go against. I mean, who's Hulk Hogan? I mean, Hulk Hogan. Who's Ace of Eights going to choose? That's got to be in their caliber,
Well, in that regard, and I got to get rolling. I'm closing in. Thanks so much for the call, Ron. But I mean, the problem is, again, you're dealing with unknown entities, and the problem with having somebody wrestle double duty in a pay-per-view like that, all it does is it kind of glaringly exposes how thin your roster is. I mean, we've seen that on a couple occasions over the last year where Dolph Ziggler's wrestled twice in a WWE pay-per-view. And, while he's extremely talented and, whoever he's facing, he can make look like $1 million, you still have the matter, you still have the issue of, well, where's the other talent that you could put in that spot? And obviously it's not there. Otherwise, we'd see it. It's starting to get there, but, I mean, it goes back to the need for development of new stars. All right, we've only got a couple of minutes left, and we've got Chuck hanging on. We'll take a little bit more of a look at the Facebook feedback right after that, time permitting. Let's get to Chuck, who's been hanging patiently. Chuck, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly. Did we lose Chuck? I guess he wasn't hanging on. Oh, well. All right, that gives us a chance to look at the Facebook feedback now here. Of course, John, putting the Legion of Doom and Macho Man pictures up on there. And also, John's all kinds of helpful. I certainly appreciate it. He also provided the link to the Pro Wrestling Weekly channel on YouTube, so you can go back and check out any of the archives of the show that you've missed. I think I've got close to a year's worth of archives up there going back to, I want to say, October or November of last year. Where has the time gone, to say the least? And, of course, the programming notes next week. I am scheduled to be preempted for high school football, so you'll see another video webisode on the YouTube page. And, of course, as I film that, I'll have that up on the YouTube page. And then I'm set to be back 2 weeks from now, Saturday, October 13th. And we've got a couple of things in the works, which I can't quite get into yet because they're finalized. But stay tuned for updates on the Facebook fan page, and I'll certainly get those to you as as everything is finalized. But hopefully, I'll have a guest set up for the 13th. But of course, I can't. Once I know who it is, I'll be able to let you know. But got to get a couple of things going behind the scenes. What do we got, Bill?
Steve.
Oh, last minute. Okay, we only got about a minute and a half left. Let's see if we can get Steve in here. Steve, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
It's actually Pete.
Oh, Pete. Okay. So, sorry, we were trying to rush to get you on because I only got a minute or so. What's on your mind, Pete?
I work for DWF Loco, and we are debuting in Feasterville in 2 weeks, the 13th of October. Feasterville, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. That's right, Pete. It took me a sec here. It's been a little bit since I talked to you, not since that show over in Fairless Hills. What's going on? All right.
Nothing much. We're really promoting this show, getting this show going and everything. We're only 2 weeks away and everything, but everything's been building up to the show with the title matches and everything, as our anniversary show and our Halloween show.
And that's all coming up 2 weeks from now. It's going to be October 13th. You know what? I was going to say, because we're right against the end of the hour, you know what? Call back. Actually, I was going to say, I know you'll be running around like crazy the day of the event, and I'll collaborate with you off the air between then and now. But, call back. That way we can get all the information, let everybody know about it out there. But for now, this is just kind of a nice little teaser announcement, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
All right, Pete. Thanks so much for chiming in. Like I said, I only got about 30 seconds, but it's good to know. DWF coming to Feasterville, PA, 2 weeks from now, and we'll get all that information coming up. I'll have some of it up on the webisode next week, as well as we'll have more information on the day of the event when I'm back on the air here with you on Pro Wrestling Weekly. Until 2 weeks from now when I'm back on the air, Fearon Derry, thanks for tuning in.